Your PDF, we're ready. Let the next candidate come in. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly speak up so that we can hear you. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
good. So, kindly state your name, registration number, and tell us why you're here.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. My name is Ebenezer Usu, and my registration number is ARCMS 200166. This morning, I am here purposely to be vetted for the position of local Nugs president because in the previous weeks, I found nominations to contest for local Nugs president, and as part of the electoral processes, I was scheduled to attend a vetting at this time and at this venue. So I'm purposely here to be vetted, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ebenezer. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And as usual, we'll take turns to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, so just relax and smile. Your followers are here. There are many of them also watching us live on TV, UCC, and on ATL 100.5. So smile for the cameras and then make sure that your voice is audible enough so they can hear you. Okay? As I said, we'll take turns to ask you a couple of questions. There is a bottle of water in front of you. In case you want to take a sip, feel free to do so at any time.
Okay, sir.
If we ask any question and it's not too clear, feel free to ask us to restate the question for clarity so you can provide the right answers. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, Ben.
Hi, madam.
I I I quite like your CV. It's neat, very clear. My only challenge is your name is very bold. It's bigger than the title, and it should be the other way around. But I think apart from that, um, and it's the best so far this morning. Mm. A few alignment issues, but otherwise, I quite like it. All right. So, why do you think you are the best suited individual for this position?
Thank you very much for the question. I believe that I'm the best suited candidate or individual for the position of local Nugs president because I believe that at this time in the history of our university and also in the existence of the local Nugs secretariat, the secretariat needs an experience and also an impactful and inclusive leadership that will work for all students and also create much opportunities for students to grow in their academic as well as social life. So, with my experience in student leadership back in senior high school days, as well as some leadership positions I've taken in the university community in my 3 years stay and study in the university, I believe that I have garnered a lot of skills and also competencies that when I'm given the nod and opportunity to serve as a local Nugs president, I will be able to bring on board all facets of the student body, and together we can work and make the local Nugs secretariat a more functional, inclusive, and impactful secretariat. For which reason I think I'm the best candidate. Thank you.
Does it mean that the current officers are not functional, they are not inclusive, it's not vibrant enough?
The statement I made does not suggest to me that the current or the previous administration of the local Nugs secretariat have not been functional and inclusive. But what I basically So just as I said, the statement I made does not suggest to me that the current administration or previous administration has not been functional or inclusive. But then government thrives on continuity. And I think going forward, a much more inclusive and much more impactful leadership will make the local Nugs secretariat stand out. So it is going to thrive on continuity and make it a better one. Thank you.
You are speaking English language, right?
Yes, please.
So when you use much more, it means that what is happening now is not, you think it's not up to where you want it to be. So you make it much more. That is when you introduce much more.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes, please.
So rate the current Nugs secretariat.
Okay.
Rate it.
In my personal perspective, I'll rate it 7 over 10.
7 over 10.
Yes, please.
So you want to come and add the 3?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I see. But looking through your CV, you've never worked with the new secretariat.
That's true.
So how would you know that they are 7 over 3? You don't have any affiliation with them. You don't have any affiliation with SRC. All you have done is Parliament.
Sure.
So how would you rate them that way?
Okay. From where I sit as a student parliamentarian and also an organizer or an executive in my department, I have observed that the secretariat in all of its execution of projects or programs is some way, somehow not decentralized. So for which reason I was rating it 7 over 10. So if I am able to come into the scene, I believe that decentralization of the secretariat will add up the 3 and make it 10 over 10.
What is the role of the local Nugs president?
Okay, thank you very much. The local Nugs president basically is an officer who is going to take care of external affairs of the SRC, particularly, and channel the happenings or activities of the National Secretariat of Nugs to students of the University of Cape Coast, and also embark on other projects that seek to support the SRC in the attainment or achievement of its vision and mission. Basically.
How different is the Nugs president from the SRC president?
Just as I indicated, the SRC president is basically involved in internal affairs of the university concerning the academics, the social welfare of students in the university. But the office of the local Nugs president is kind of an office which sees an external, affairs. So the secretariat of the local Nugs or the local Nugs president is basically or deeply involved in external, while the SRC president is involved in internal.
Why have you started campaigning before we give you the nod?
Myself, I have not started any extensive campaign. What I've done so far is communicating my good intentions to friends and students.
So you've done some campaigning, but you think it's not extensive.
Okay, that's very true.
Then let's leave you so that you go and continue the campaign. So we don't approve of your nomination, and then you can go and extend your campaign.
Actually,
But you know it's against the regulations to campaign before the campaign period.
I'm a bit confused with what or the context that Madam is using the campaigning, because I've not, pasted any banners or flyers elsewhere. So
You haven't sent messages to people.
just as I said, it's messages that I'm trying to make them aware that
You haven't sent messages, campaign messages to people. Have you done that?
yes, I have.
You have.
Yes, please.
And you know it's against the regulations.
That's very true.
That's very true.
Yes, please.
Okay. The committee will take a decision. Let's make progress.
Tell me about, or tell us about your article, Things Are Not the Same Anymore.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I have written an article which is that things are not the same anymore. And in that article, I focused on the political, social, and economic systems of our country, where the structure or the system seem not to be working, or even if it is working, it is working for a privileged few. So in the political system, in the educational system and all other systems of the country, how our forebears envision it to be, it has not turned out to be. So I thought that then things are not the same anymore. Things are not the same anymore because in the past, though I'm not old, but looking at some books that I've read so far, I think the system placed much emphasis or was very focused on meritocracy and the like. But these days, corruption and a lot of things has festered and pested in our national fabric. That's why I wrote the article. Things are not the same anymore.
What is diplomatic convocation?
Okay, diplomatic.
You are a volunteer there.
Yes, please. So diplomatic convocation was a program that happened on the university campus last semester, and it was about diplomacy or international affairs. So I was privileged to be a volunteer for that program that happened on the university campus.
Have you taken up any role in your hall?
In my hall?
Yes.
No, please.
In your department?
Yes, please.
What were you doing there?
Okay, I'm currently the organizer for the Communication Student Association, COMSA UCC.
But not for SRC and not for local Nugs?
No, please.
So why then do you want to come and be the president over them?
Okay, I believe that with the office that I've occupied at the Communication Student Association front, and also with my membership as a student parliament with the UCC Student Parliamentary Council, I've been able to have some close working relationship with students basically in my department, and I think that the position of a local Nugs president will give a bigger platform for me to impact or have a far-reaching empowerment and impactment on students.
You were the president for the Writers and Debaters Association.
Yes, please.
Barikese.
Yes, please.
Tell me one innovative thing you did whilst you were the president.
Okay, thank you very much. So the years I became a president was from 2018 to 2020, and that was when I was in Form 1. When I got into the school, I thought the debate society was a vibrant society already, that it could recruit students. But then I realized that the association was defunct. So I had to take it upon myself as a Form 1 student to speak to the patron who talked to us about the debate society during our orientation session on how to go about reorganizing the society. So he was kind of he had given up with the association. So when I mooted that idea to him, he saw some hope in what I said and collaborated with me for us to organize it once again. So I became a president from Form 1 to Form 3 when I completed.
So you were a president for the Debate Society and a president for Assemblies of God as well. You were doing it together?
Yes,
currently?
Please. Yes, please.
And it didn't affect your studies?
Not in any way.
Not in any way?
Yeah, because the Assemblies of God campus ministry president I became, we were only having services or were only having activities on Sundays only. That's after main service. So it was once a week that we do the service. And also the debate society also was meeting twice a week. So it did not in any way conflict with the studies.
In your CV, you claim you are a visionary.
Yes, please.
So tell me any vision you bring on board to this current role you are trying to vie for.
Okay, thank you very much. So one vision I'm bringing on board is one